December is the most popular month to give to charities, with more than 17% of all donations coming this month. Technology, clicking, texting, crowdfunding is changing the way Americans give back. So local financial professional James Gallagher with Waterstone Financial joins me now. Good morning. Thank you.
Great to be here. Thanks.
So you have more information on this charitable giving, and you know this is the time of year where you want to be charitable, but you have a reason to be wary at the same time.
Right. Well, online giving has become a bigger and bigger part of our lives, but it's a little bit scary. It really struck home for me recently. I was in a 60-mile charity bike ride. My clients and my mother wanted to give, but they said, "Where do I write out the check?" And I says, "You can't write out a check. You have to give online." And this was really surprising for them. We wanted to make sure that there was an email or a physical address, a phone number, and in this case, I had my mother call the charity, walk her through the process. It worked out great.
It never hurts to take that extra step. It is easier giving online, more of a convenience thing, but you still take that extra step to confirm you'll be good to go.
Right.
So it's interesting. I mean, this is something we need to talk about because donations were up 5% in 2013, but online giving grew more than 13%. Now, that's according to a charitable giving report. So what should people do to consider before giving online? We kind of talked a little bit about what you need to know as far as addresses and things like that. Any other advice?
Well, from a tax standpoint, you want a tax write-off. The issue there becomes, is it a tax-exempt organization? And for my clients, we have a link on our website, waterstonefinancial.net. There's a couple of links. One is to an IRS list of all tax-exempt organizations, and the other one is just it's a link to a place that talks about charities and make sure that the charity you're giving to, you kind of know where the money's going from there.
Okay, so let's talk about, you can actually make donations on your phone. You can do mobile donations, too. Is that similar to online?
It is, but I think it's going to become a wave of the future because it's for spontaneous donations, $5, $10, and so you see something on online or on a television show, and you can quickly take and text in the donation.
Right.
What's cool about it is that donation shows up on your mobile phone bill. Validated that it really was who you thought you gave it to, and you can save those phone bills for your taxes for the next year.
Okay, all right. Now, crowdfunding. Explain this one, too. This seems to be all the rage.
It is. It's only started a couple of years ago. It started for small company startups and stuff, but pretty soon charities got involved. I know there was a story about a woman who had cancer, and she couldn't afford her treatments. Her family put up a story on a crowdsourcing site, and people started to give. The only thing I would take and say is just be careful a little bit. Some of that money is going to go to the crowdsourcing website, maybe 4 to 8%. And then the other thing is it may not be tax deductible, but it can be a great way to give.
And this is something that really anybody could go on to the crowdfunding site and put up their plea as well. So you may not know who you're giving to, so make sure that you do your research beforehand. Okay, perfect. So if we want to help out, but we feel like we don't have money to give at this time, what can we do to help?
Well, you know, I work in the financial business. I work with a lot of retirees, and it's interesting because I was trying to get a hold of one of my clients, and he was unavailable. And I was like, what's he doing? Well, he'd become president of his charitable organization.
Oh, wow.
You know, people really like to give time.
I was thinking maybe he was on vacation or playing golf or something.
No, in this case, he's doing that. He asked me, he says, is my time, can I write that off on my taxes?
Oh, okay.
And I said, no, but any of the travel expenses, any other money that's associated with hard costs, in his case, but time itself you can't write off.
It's almost invaluable, though, as well. It's priceless when you're able to give your time to a charity and help out, too.
Right,
so,
right.
All right, well, James, thanks so much for joining us and giving us these neat, amazing ideas. And, you know, of course, you can always just make sure you double-check everything if you decide to give online. But 'tis the season for giving.